Hey, what is going on, everybody? Is there anybody out there? I will say this. It is voting night, so I do realize there might be a lot of people that are watching that other election. I see that there's 7 people just popped in at the start of the show here. So, welcome all 7 of you. Maybe you're watching that other election while you're watching the show here. We are having an election of our own. We are going to be electing your favorite ship, your favorite cruise director, and your favorite cruise itinerary. That is the goal of the show tonight, is to determine those 3 things. I had debated on whether to even have a show tonight. Obviously, there's that other election that's pretty important. I hope you went out and voted today. But I thought, you know what? I've canceled shows in the past, and there's going to be so much coverage, and it's probably not going to be decided tonight anyway. That other election, that is. So I thought, well, a little break in coverage, maybe you'll appreciate it. So I see 8 of you, like I say, in here now. So say hello, put in the comments. Let's see who is out here so we can say hello to you. You see Zoe here. She is on my left. For anybody that's new out there, anytime anybody does a super chat, and I think I'll lower those super chat denominations to give her some treats because I appreciate you showing up for the show. But if anybody does a $10 super chat, she gets a big treat that she likes very much. In the meantime, I give her like these little pieces of salami here. That's to hold her over until she gets a big treat or whatever. If anybody does a $15 or more super chat, then I get to enjoy a treat along with her. So the numbers are increasing. The 14 of you that jumped in here at the beginning of the show, if you hit that like button, appreciate it very much. And post in the comments. And you know what? I have not got my banner up, so I'm not doing a good job myself here. You see don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. The goal is 8525 subscribers by January 1st, 2025. We are struggling right now in new subscribers. And there I see all the new comments. For some reason, they had not popped up on my side. So good to see everybody in the chat. And we have a new gold medalist. I think Aaron, one of our admins, we have 2 of our admins here today, Aaron and Tim, but admin Aaron gets the gold medal. So congratulations, Aaron, on your gold. Will G gets a silver medal. He's been on the podium several times, and so has admin Tim with the bronze medal. Then we have Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins is here once again. And there you see, for some reason, my comments weren't showing up, and then they just popped up all of a sudden. So a couple of you had already commented it, and I didn't see them. So thank you, everybody, for commenting. Ken is here. We got Yoli here. She was the winner of some shirts that I just sent her. Same thing with admin Tim. I just sent him some shirts off today. D-Kid is back once again. And I think he nominated Alaska last week. And that is, we'll get into those nominations and votes. Admin Tim said he was going to help me with counting the votes out. We got Seg 183 here. Says, hey, coach and everyone. Nathaniel Orvis is back once again. Good to see you once again here, Nathaniel. Jason Cool back once again. Frankie Floyd is here. And yeah, that's about it. And I see our numbers are creeping up. We're up to about 20 people now. And again, if you could hit that like button, that would be great. Okay. So I had a lot of fun making the brackets for who is going to be your favorite cruise director. I pitted some good contests. So I'm excited for when we get to the cruise director part of the elections. But I wanted to start off with, first off, how about a would you rather? I got some would you rathers here, and we haven't done, well, maybe we've done a couple of these before, but I don't think if I mentioned this one last week, and Amy is here. Good to see you, Amy, from Amy and Logan. Hello, Logan. I haven't seen you in a minute. Would you rather? I think I said this one last week. So if I did, I didn't check it off. So, did I ask you last week, would you rather eat peel and eat shrimp or tacos? Did I ask that one last week? Peel and eat shrimp or tacos? Which would be your choice? And if you weren't here last week, just go ahead and throw in the comments which of those would you rather have? Like what would you, if you're on the Lido deck right now and somebody says, hey, tacos line over here, peel and eat shrimp over here, which way you headed? All right, we got a lot of shrimps. Will Jesus shrimp, Tim shrimp, Ken shrimp, Sandy shrimp. A lot of peel and eat shrimp fans. I am a big peel and eat shrimp fan, but I love tacos too. So I thought this would be a little tougher contest. Okay, D Kid, there goes the tacos. Now the tacos are coming out. Nathaniel Over says tacos. All right. And the good thing about tacos, at least with Carnival, is they're free, right? And the peel and eat shrimp you got to pay for. Aaron says, I refuse to choose between those two things. Well, no, see, that's a would you rather question. It's tough choices. That's the whole goal of the would you rather. We give you those tough choices. But yeah, I can't make you vote, so I guess you can refuse to choose. Gaming Boy is here. What's going on, Gaming Boy? Travel with Fun says hello, Coach Cruz, and hello to you, Travel with Fun. Amy, ugh, love both. Probably shrimp since I can always get tacos. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and that's a good point too. I didn't really think about that. It's where are you getting the shrimp, right? I mean, sometimes depending upon what coast you're on or where that shrimp's coming, if it's coming fresh out of the ocean or whether it's been frozen and recooked or whatever, there's a difference there, right? And same with the tacos and things like that. Where are you getting those tacos? What region or what cruise ship? Or do you know that they're going to be really good or what the deal is? Frankie Floyd says, live in Florida, so tacos. Yeah, he's probably getting all the shrimp he wants down in Florida. Travel with Fun, we started our live at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's typically the time that we start off. Yoli said shrimp. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody. Okay, couple more would you rathers, then we're going to get into the voting. Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts. Hey, Coach, comments weren't showing under CCA, so switched accounts. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? The thing is, mine weren't showing up either, Liz, and I don't know why. And then I messed around with clicking the banner and everything, and then I clicked comments again, and all of a sudden all the comments popped up. I thought for a second I was by myself and I was lonely, and it bothered me. But yeah, it's all good now, I think, I hope. And I've been having some glitches. I was sharing with Liz today that I was on Carnival's website and I was trying to pull up different cruises that I was looking at this summer, and I was getting some internal error message or something like that. I thought it was my phone, and I tried it on my computer. That wasn't working. And then somebody else that they're having trouble with it. So that made me feel a little better that it wasn't just me. So all kinds of computer glitches going on over here. All right, here's your next would you rather. Prime rib, and you can choose both of these on formal night on Carnival. I realize that, but I'm only going to let you choose one in this would you rather question. Prime rib, lobster, or really good pasta, and the pasta can have whatever you want in it. So, I mean, you could get creative and say lobster in your pasta or something like that. So, prime rib, lobster, or some really good pasta. What is going to be your choice? All right. Will G starts us off with lobster. Frankie Floyd says prime rib. So, we got one vote each. It's a triple voting thing. Jason says lobster. All right, Aaron, prime rib. Nathaniel, prime rib. Sandy, prime rib. D-Kid, prime rib. We got a lot of red meat fans. Okay. Travel with Fun, prime rib because I don't like lobster. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I can certainly understand that. And the thing is, not all prime ribs are created equal, right? I mean, I've had some prime ribs on Carnival in the main dining room, and it's been, okay. And I've had some really good prime rib in the main dining rooms on formal night. I don't know. I mean, it varies from ship to ship, cruise to cruise, or whatever. But yeah. And I got Zoe down here messing with the cord. Zoe, stop. Sorry about that. Come here. Technical difficulties, I swear. Get up here. You're messing the show up. She was hitting the cord and that was making the computer move. So sorry about that. Yoli says prime rib or lobster for Yoli, but prime rib for Andrew. Ohio travels with Chris. Yum. Hello from Ohio. And hello, Chris. Travel. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we will move on to the next Would You Rather. I have two more Would You Rathers for you. Would you rather have you get one of four choices here: cookies, cake, pie, or cheesecake? Cookies, cake, pie, or cheesecake. One of those four choices for your dessert. Which you're going to choose, and then obviously it's whatever your favorite cookies are. New subscriber, Ohio travels with Chris. New subscriber, that is awesome. Thank you, Chris. We need him. We're trying to get up to 8525 by the new year, and we are not even at 8100. So we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We got Angie back, and Angie is a baker. Aaron's a baker too. And they both say cheesecake. So see that they're experts in the whole baking industry. So they should know. And then Amy says pie. Ken says pie. Nathaniel cheesecake. Gay guy dream. Okay. Tim says pie. And again, what type of pie? Apple pie is my staple, like probably my favorite dessert. Like if you get a good apple pie, but I got like pecan pie. I do love a good piece of cheesecake as well. So yeah, there's really not many sweets that I don't like. But Sandy says cookies, so we have a cookie vote. Liz is a cheesecake fan as well. Frankie Floyd is welcoming Ohio Travels with Chris. And yeah, welcome once again. Travel with Fun. We got our first cake vote. What type of cake? Travel with Fun. D-Kid says pie. And my pie choice people out there, what type of pie do you like? Because that's important. That's an important question. I should have asked specifically what pie. Yoli says pie with vanilla ice cream. Jason says cheesecake. And Zoe is down here doing some kind of craziness. Travel with Fun, the chocolate melting cake. So good. All right. Amy McConnell, pumpkin, peach, apple, berry, coconut cream, chocolate, most pies. There you go. Speaking my language now. Yeah, all those sound good right now. I'd take any one of them. Ohio Travels is saying hello to Liz. Hey, Chris. Apple for Will. Also, D-Kid apple as well. All right. And then I have one other Would You Rather before we get into our election coverage here. What are you going to drink on the ship? You're just getting on the ship. Well, no, it doesn't have to be you're just getting on the ship. Let's say it's your go-to drink if you're cruising. Are you going to get a mixed drink, a beer, a glass of wine, or other? What are your drink choices there? A mixed drink, beer, wine, or other? What are you choosing? Mixed drink, beer, wine, or other? And let's wait for some of the results to roll in. Okay. Tim started us off with mixed drink. Ohio Travels with Chris, other. Nathaniel's going with the beer. Frankie said beer first. Angie, bourbon neat. There you go. Do a little Blanton's or whatever your favorite bourbon is. Liz is going with the mixed drink. Amy, sail away or a version of it just for funsies. Yoli says mixed drink. Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins, beer. Jason Cool, mixed drink. Will G, mixed drink. Ken Pascal, mixed drink. Aaron's going with the beer. D-Kid is going with the mixed drink. All right, so we have a bunch of those answers popped up. So we got all the bases covered. Okay, here's what we got. We're doing this election. We have a vote of our own, and this is just regular Coke right here. I do have, by the way, I wanted to mention, check out my new cup. I don't know if you can see that, but it says Coach Cruise. I just can't get away from a good time. Yeti cup. And I opened the box up and I found this, right? And I got the Coach Cruise on the other side there. And this is what from Admin Aaron set me up with this beautiful new Coach Cruise Yeti cup. And it's got the slogan on there and everything. So I don't have a cup that has the slogan on there. So now I do. So yeah, shout out to Aaron. Thank you so much for that. and hopefully we get a little booze in there, and we'll pour a little Coke over the top of it, and we'll be rolling. But yeah, that Yeti is, I love it too. Thank you, Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts, and yeah, thank you, Sandy. I'm a big fond admirer of the cup myself, and I do appreciate. Look, it matches my shirt. It could just camouflage right into my shirt. It really is. It's like the exact same color, isn't it? I just realized that. Um, okay, so here are the class of ships that were voted or nominated. I should say nominated last week on last week's show for election night today that we were going to vote on. And what I tried to do is I tried to put them. Where did they? Oh, here we go. I got scared for a second. I had ranked the ships and how we were going to vote for them, and then I lost my paper. But here it is. It's all good. Okay, so I'm going to give you what I ranked them and how I thought, people would vote. At the number one seed, because we have a predominant number of Carnival cruisers that watch the show, I put the XL class. So they are the number one seed. They're going to be going up in the first round of voting against the Conquest class. Okay. The number two seed, because it's all the talk on the seas out there. And I know we have some Royal Caribbean fans out there. We put the Icon class, or I put the Icon class, and it's going to be going up against the Venice class. Okay. So that's a heavyweight matchup, David versus Goliath kind of first round matchup there. The number three seed is a class I'm very fond of. I hope does well. That is the Vista class, the Carnival Vista, the Carnival Horizon that I'll be going on in a couple weeks against the Breakaway class. All right. And then we have, for the 4 seed, we have the Oasis class going against the Royal class Princess. And then the 5 seed, we have the Venice class going against the Spirit class. Okay, so we have 5 matchups, 10 seeds overall. So we're going to end up with 5. So one of these is going to have to get a bye. Or actually, no, 3 of them. 3 of them will have to get buys. So our top 3 seeded from this first round will get a bye, and then we'll have the 4 or 5 seed matchups going against each other. So here, Tim's going to help me with this, admin Tim. We're going to start off with the number 1 seed going against the Conquest class. So the XL class versus the Conquest class. Put your votes in now. Let's say we give, I don't know, about 30 seconds to vote. So XL class versus Conquest class. The XL class, I can tell you, is the top ranked seed. It's got the Carnival Mardi Gras, the Carnival Celebration, the Carnival Jubilee, those 3 ships. And the Conquest class, older ships, smaller ships. So if you like the smaller ships, you'd probably pick Conquest class, but let's see what you got. All right. So far, I'm seeing XL, Amy McCon. Well, the Carnival Conquest is in, and Amy, you had to ask that question. I don't blame you. I forget, honestly, all the ships that are in the Conquest class. There's ships that hold about 3,000 passengers, roughly. Smaller ships, built in about the 80s, early 90s, in that general realm. I think Carnival Liberty is part of the Conquest class. I think Carnival Freedom is part of the Conquest class. I could be wrong, but I think the XL class is going to win anyway. Okay, well, Yoli, we have not gotten to the vote for the Vista, but we'll take that XL for Andrew. So the XL class, Tim, we don't even need you to count those up because it's pretty clear the XL class is going to win that. All right. The Venice class is, I guess, like the Carnival Elation, Carnival Fascination, all the smallest ships of Carnival. Some of them have been destroyed already, going against the big mega Icon class. So the Icon class we got is ranked as the number 2 seed. So Icon class versus Venice class. Just put Icon or Venice in the comments. which ship you would prefer to go on of those two, Icon or Venice class. Put that. We have moved the XL class on to the next round already. So I was about to drink a cup of ice. There's nothing in there except ice. Liz, being a Carnival Cruise addict, says Venice because it's Carnival. And her being a Carnival Cruise addict, that makes perfect sense. So I appreciate that answer. Travel with Fun says Icon. Tim, Icon. Amy, Icon. Angie, Icon. Ohio Travels, Chris, Icon. D-Kid, Icon. While you're still voting, what I forgot to do is I forgot to mention our carryovers from last week. We are only 32 away as far as the super chats go from giving away another shirt. If we do another 32, Sherry and Jay are numbers 1 through 27. Tim G, our admin Tim, has numbers 28 through 48, and Brad H is 49 through 68. So those carry over from last week. And then, like I said, we'd need 32 to be able to do a shirt drawing this week, that is. And look at that. Okay, well, can't have you drinking a cup of ice. Yeah. All right. I appreciate that. I very much, Liz. She's getting it going here. So 69 through 83. And Liz has got us started. Zoe, come here. Big high five. Big high five. Who you high fiving? Liz and Chris. What do you say to them? You say thank you. That's right. All right. And thank you. And I'll tell you what, Liz, since you started, and look at that, we got Amy jumping on here too. So here's what I'm going to do. And let me get Liz, since you put that up there first. I'm going to put 3 because I have nothing in my cup right now, to be honest with you. I normally, I'm going to do one shot to both of you, and then I'm going to pour 2 shots in here. So here is the first shot. We gotta melt this ice down a little bit because right now it's just a bunch of ice. So here is the first shot. So I'm gonna actually do 3, but you got 2 on here. Oh, and goodness, and then there's Angie. Okay. So I am, you all are too much. You all come through so well. Okay. So here is the second one going in the cup. And then I'll tell you what, I'm going to do 4 now. 2 of them the regular way, and then 2 you saw me put in the cup already. And we're gonna pour that Coke in there, get that mixed up. So we had Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts getting us started, then Amy McConnell with a big $20 super chat, and then right after that we had Angie. So Liz, Amy, Angie, here's the first of 2, and then I got 2 more in the cup. Ooh, man, tell you, I have not been drinking. I told you all this last week. Since I haven't been drinking, trying to lose weight, these shots hit harder. And here is the second one. Again, Liz, Amy, Angie, thank you so much. And then this is from Amy. High five. High five her. High five for Amy. What do you say to Amy? She says thank you. And then we got one more for Angie coming up. And we got to do a drawing here. So we had Amy. She did the next super chat. So let's see if she gets a shirt. Okay, so Amy, you are numbers 84 through 100. But you're also numbers, let's see, you had the last 16. So you're also 1 through 4 on the next drawing. And then Angie, one of our Charlie's Angels, she had, you will be number 5 through 24 on the next drawing. So who knows? We might end up doing a second shirt today. Okay. So you see, there's nothing at the top of my screen there. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100.
It's 62.
62. Let's see who 62 is. And Brad H carried over from last week. He had numbers 49 through 68. I like it when people are here so we can. But Brad H, he's been on here several times. Those of you that watch the show, Brad. He's our resident comedian. So congratulations to Brad. And Brad, if you're out there, say something. Go into the comments. And so Icon won 6-3. Tim tells me so. They're moving on to the second round. And they could be pitted up here against the XL class or the Vista class for the top ship. So Icon moves on. Now we have and thank you again, everybody, for those great super chats. You all are the best, ladies. And now I get to drink Coke and bourbon. Not just Coke. Okay. So, yes, congrats, Brad. Brad H. I wish he was here. Angie says Tipsy Tuesday. It's gonna end up that way. I hope. Travel fun. It's shot time. Yes, it was. Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts. Congrats to resident humor guy Brad. Yep, absolutely. Wish he was here to tell us a joke. All right, and then one more. And Zoe's like sniffing her treat. Like, where's that treat you said? So this is from Angie. So high five for Angie. And what do you say to Angie? Oh, that was a hearty thank you there. All right. So next we have Vista class versus the breakaway class. The Vista class, I can tell you because it's my favorite class of ship on Carnival, is the Carnival Vista, the Carnival Horizon, which I'll be going on Thanksgiving, as I already mentioned, and the Carnival Panorama. I love the Havana area on the Vista class ships. That's probably what puts it over the top for me in terms of my favorite ship. So I'll be voting for the Vista class. Tim G also is voting for the Vista class. Amy says the Vista class. D-Kid Vista. Ken Pascal Vista. Liz from Carnival Vista. Jason Cool Vista. Will G Vista. Sandy Lost Pirate Jenkins says breakaway class, though. Okay, so it's not a clean sweep. Yoli says Vista. Angie says Vista. All right. I think Vista's going to win this one. I think we can safely circle them and move them on to the next round. Ohio Travels with Chris also says it's a Vista class. Okay, the 5 seed we have going up against the Spirit class. This could be a close race here. We have the Venice class getting a second chance because we had an odd number of ships here. So the Venice class getting a second chance going up against the Spirit class. So will the Venice class getting a second chance beat the Spirit class? So put Venice or Spirit. Venice or Spirit. And again, the Venice is like the Carnival Fascination, Elation, Imagination. I forget all the names, but there's a shun at the end of most of them. So Spirit is the Carnival Spirit, of course. Carnival Legend, I think, is in the Spirit class. So there's a couple of the ships I know. You can tell I'm not cruising those ships regularly, but I know Funnelheads is a big Spirit class. They love the Spirit class. So I think Spirit class, a lot of spirits are getting the vote there. Venice, this people aren't into the Venice class apparently. So the Spirit class moves on. All right, and then our final matchup here amongst the favorite ships is the Oasis class. We got another Royal Caribbean, but it's going up against a Princess Line ship. So the Oasis class versus the Royal class Princess. Oasis class versus Royal class Princess. I haven't been on either, to be honest, but I've heard a lot about the Oasis class ship. So if I had to pick, I would probably go Oasis here. But Amy McConnell is a big Oasis fan. You see all the blue hearts there. So she's voting Oasis. So Travel with Fun, totally Oasis class. Tim G, Oasis. if you don't know, just pick which one sounds better. I like Oasis, the band. Yoli says Oasis. Will G says Oasis. We don't have a Royal Class Princess. Who nominated the Royal Class Princess? I hadn't heard of that last week. Somebody nominated it. D Kid says Oasis just barely. Okay, so D Kid has been on the Royal Princess, I think. Okay, I think we can safely advance Oasis, though. All right, so here's what we have. We have the XL class is the number 1 seed. They defeated the Conquest class. The number 2 seed, the Icon class, defeated the Venice class. The 3 seed Vista class defeated the Breakaway class. The Spirit class defeated the Venice class, and the Oasis class defeated the Royal Class Princess. All right, so our second round matchups, we're only going to have one, and that's going to get us down to a final 4. We're going to have the Oasis class going against the Spirit class. So these are 2 winners. One of them is going to get eliminated. The Oasis class going against the Spirit class. So put either Oasis or Spirit. Oasis or Spirit is our next round of voting. Tim G had the last comment. So from Liz is where we start the new voting. She says Spirit. Angie says Spirit. D-Kid says Oasis. Amy, Oasis all the way. So it's 2-2 so far in early voting. Travel with Fun. That they're not. Oh, you're coming in fast now. Okay, Travel with Fun said Oasis. Ken Pascal said Oasis. Tim G said Spirit. Yoli said Oasis. Ohio Travels with Chris said Spirit. Sandy said Spirit. Tim, admin Tim might have to count this one down because this is pretty split. This is pretty split. Admin Tim might have to count this down here. Let's count up all the spirits. I'm starting at the top with Liz. There's 1 spirit, 2 spirits, 3 spirits, 4 spirits, 5 spirits, 6 spirits. Let's go up and count the Oasis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm seeing 6-5. Admin Tim, can you double check that for me and see if Spirit wins in a narrow 6-5, or if there's anybody else that hasn't voted yet, throw your vote up there. We're looking for Oasis class or Spirit class. And I do understand that many of you are Carnival travelers. So if you are a big Oasis fan, as I know Amy is, don't take too much offense if the Spirit class comes out here. Yeah, I had it 6-5 in favor of Spirit as well. Unless there's a last minute vote from somebody that didn't. The Spirit will move on, and they will be the new number 4 seed, and they're going to be going up against the XL class. And then we're going to have the Icon going against the Vista class. Okay, so our next round of voting, the Spirit class has to win again. They're going to go up against the XL class. So the XL class, your Carnival Mardi Gras, your Carnival Celebration, your Carnival Jubilee, Carnival's newest ships going up against some of their older, very fond of ships, Spirit class. So put XL or Spirit. XL or Spirit in the comments. Wow, Will G's getting out there on the different cruise lines. I gotta join you, Will. I gotta start trying out some new ones. D-Kid XL, Tim XL, Yoli XL, Ken XL, Liz Spirit. Okay. Angie says Spirit. Amy says XL, only because I haven't been on the other. Sandy XL, Angie Spirit, Travel Fun XL, Ohio Travels XL, Cheryl XL, Frankie Floyd XL. Okay, I think it's pretty safe to say the XL class is going to make it to the finals. The XL class, that was my number one ranked. I thought it would go that way, and so far it has. Now we have the number 2 seed going against my personal favorite, but I realize it's probably not the ultimate favorite. It's just my personal. The Icon class going up against the Vista class. The Icon going up against the Vista class. Now, let me say this. I have not been on an Icon class ship. If you told me, hey, coach, I'll give you the same rate to go on an Icon ship or your Vista class ships that you like so much, which would you do? Simply because I haven't been on an Icon class ship, I would honestly, I would take the Icon. I would do it. But if you ask me, like, favorite level ships or whatever, in a vote situation without seeing the Icon of the Seas, whatever, I'm gonna go with the Vista class just for the voting purposes. But I just had to lay that out there so you would all know. All right. Okay. We got Amy saying Icon, Tim Vista, D-Kid Vista, Angie Vista, Travel of Fun Icon, Cheryl Vista, Frankie Floyd Vista, Sandy Vista, Will G Vista. Wow, the Vista, I think, is winning pretty handily here. I think they're winning pretty handily. Yoli says Vista. And Vista's my New Year's Eve ship. So I definitely am backing up my fondness of the Vista class because I got Horizon for Thanksgiving and I got Vista for New Year's Eve. So I think Vista wins it. And again, if there's any new viewers out there and you're like, what the heck are they talking about? The Icon is amazing. These people don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's because a lot of our viewers are Carnival. We're Carnival lovers. We got the Carnival Cruise addicts here, for goodness sake. I mean, they are admittedly an addict to Carnival Cruise. So, that's probably the way it's going to go. But I did throw out some of the heavyweights there. I thought it might end up being an XL versus Icon in the finals, but it's in the XL class going up against the Vista class. So we have the Carnival Jubilee, the Carnival Celebration, and the Carnival Mardi Gras going up against the Carnival Vista, the Carnival Horizon, and the Carnival Panorama. Let me lay out, before anybody starts voting, some of the pros and cons the way I see it. Okay. Now, the Carnival Mardi Gras has, some of the Carnival, as Christine Duffy said it, the Carnival Mardi Gras was a game changer for Carnival. And it was. It kind of brought Carnival up to compete against some of the bigger cruise lines like Royal in terms of elegant ships and some of these top line shows and things like that. And you got to see Voodoo Moon, you got to see Love in Vegas, 2 shows I thought were phenomenal on the Carnival Mardi Gras. There's more specialty dining. There's, obviously it's a larger ship, more amenities. I mean, you got a roller coaster on top of the ship, for goodness sake. There is a lot to really like about the XL class. So don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of the XL class. Now, the Carnival Vista class ship, I'm talking about the Vista, the Horizon, the Panorama. It is obviously a smaller ship, but it's still a large ship. It's just smaller by comparison to the XL class. I mean, 2 of the ships have an IMAX theater. One has like one of those giant jumping things, the trampolines and all that other stuff that can be a lot of fun. That's the Panorama. And to me, it has the right blend. It has a number of different specialty restaurants. I mean, you have the Gigi's Asian specialty restaurant. You have the Bonsai Sushi. You have the Italian restaurant, Cucina del Capitano. You still have your steakhouse. You have your main dining. You have the Havana area, which is phenomenal. Like a lot of Latin music, live music at the end of the night. But if you can reserve that Havana area, that's what sets that Vista class off for me. And I admit it's only a small percentage of people that get back there, and it is a higher cost to get back there, but it is great. It's a great experience to get back there. So that's why I'm a big fan of the Vista class. A Guy's Pig and Anchor, It's not on the Carnival Vista, but it's on the Horizon and the Panorama. That's a really good addition. And if you want to see an IMAX movie, something like that, that's kind of a fluky thing, but that's kind of cool too. They get the sky ride, all that. But it seems to be the right size ship, but still offers a number of amenities. That's why I slightly favor that one. So now that I've hyped up both classes of ships, let's go to a vote. Angie says Vista. I don't want elegant. I want to party and have a good time with my friends, relax, drink, dance. So we got our first vote for the Vista from Angie. Oh, we got people voting. Amy, I see here, says Vista because the XL is amazing. Meh, haven't been on the Vista, but I'm sure I'd like it more. Okay, so Amy and Angie both vote Vista. DKED says the XL class. So we have 2-1. 3-1 with Tim's vote. 3-2 with Ken's vote, 4-2 with Sandy's vote in favor of the Vista. Frankie makes it 4-3. Will G makes it 5-3 in favor of the Vista class. Liz makes it 5-4. Cheryl makes it 6-4 in favor of Vista. Cheryl makes it 6-4 in favor of the Vista. Do we have more than 10 votes? There's 23 of you out there. We have 10 votes counted so far. So you know what they say? It's election day, right? And there's 23 of you out there. So 23 likes should be hit, and then 23 votes should be taken right now. Aaron is jumping in with the Vista class. So I think we're 7-4 in favor of the Vista class. Jason goes Vista. Ohio travels with Chris. I think in a small upset, I think the Vista class, and there's 23 of you out there, so the XL class still could win if there's some XL voters that have not chimed in yet. But I think the Vista class may pull this thing out. So we're talking about, and you know what? I hope Carnival Beards are watching this, because the trend is, to be bigger ship, bigger ship, bigger ship, bigger ship. But I feel like the Vista class is just the right size ship. You can still have all the, theater production, everything else like that, but it's not too big. It's not so gigantic that you kind of just get lost in everything. And yeah, so I mean, that's one of the reasons that I like it. Travel with Fun does enter an XL. Tim, you can double check for me if you like, but I do think the Vista class. And then Julie, welcome, Julie Farney. I hope I pronounced that correct. Says Vista as well. Okay, so the Vista class, I think, is the number one ship. Your favorite ship is the Vista class. So Carnival Vista, Carnival Horizon, Carnival Panorama. That is the ship that has won election night, the Carnival Vista class. All right, now the one that I'm excited about. Okay, we have the cruise directors. The number one seed. Now, you may argue with how I seeded these, but some of the seeding came down to the matchups that would happen in the second round if so-and-so won. So, for example, I'll give you the seeding the way I did it. I did this on purpose. So, for example, I put Kindle Fire as the number one seed. And you may say, like, Coach, what the heck are you thinking about? You got John Heald in this, and you don't have him the number one seed. He's like the number one cruise director of all time. Well, one, he's retired. He's not a cruise director anymore. So I wanted it to be somebody who was actively a cruise director in the top seed. And Kindle Fire, I think, amongst the cruise directors nominated, I think of those that are active, most would say that, she would get the most votes. So she's the number one seed. But what I did that I thought was clever is I put her fiance, Joey, as the number 8 seed. So if Joey wins his battle, which I'll announce who he's going up against, then in the next round, Kendall will face off against Joey. All right. So let me give you the top 8 seeds and then who they're going against. Now, some of these people are retired, because when we did the rules last week, we were like, okay, let's let anybody you want to bring back to be the cruise director for a week. It's your favorite cruise ship. It's whoever you want to be your cruise director for a week. So let's let it go all out, right? So K-Fire is going up against long shot of the world, Pauly, nominated by Aaron. Aaron went on a cruise with Polly and liked him. So Polly gets the great matchup going against the definitely Goliath in Kindle Fire. All right. The 2 seed, I got John Heald going up against Swartz. The 3 seed, Lee Mason, 2-time cruise director of the year, going up against Louis Claire. That's a tough matchup for Louis Claire. He probably got cheated there a little bit on the seating, but it is what it is. I was running out of time. Cookie, our beloved Cookie, is going up against Georgia, who I was hoping to cruise with on the horizon, but she got moved to the Venezia. Mark Q, another cruise director I've gone with that I have great fondness for, he is going up against Mike Pack, who is the inaugural cruise director on the Mardi Gras because Matt Mitchum retired. Jackie Tang is an active cruise director, and he's going up against the legendary Emma Nixon, who is retired. Matt Mitchum, one of the Carnival's most noted cruise directors who retired from Carnival, is going up against the Flying Scotsman, and Joey is going up against Dr. E. Okay, so our first matchup, and you know what? We're at 46 minutes, so I'm thinking we're not even going to get to itineraries, but we'll get you a cruise ship and we'll get you a cruise director, your favorite cruise ship and your favorite cruise director. Our favorite cruise ship, Carnival Vista class. K-Fire going up against Polly. Let's start with that one. Just, you know what? We just know K-Fire is going to win, but throw a few K-Fires down there so we know that she's going to beat Polly. And Aaron, put your one little vote for Polly in there just so he doesn't feel like he didn't get a vote. Aaron, I'm expecting you to put Polly because he was your nomination. So you know he's got to get one vote since you nominated him. Come on now, let's see that Polly, Aaron. Throw it out there. Give Polly your vote. You nominated him. You can't leave him now after. You can't leave him at the altar like that. I'm still not seeing Aaron's vote for Polly here. I guess she does. She would rather be with Kindle Fire also. So Polly, poor Polly, doesn't even get one vote. Everybody picks Kindle Fire. All right. No surprise there. Okay. I don't think there's going to be much of a surprise on this one either, but we got John Heald going up against Swartz. John Heald. Yeah, Polly didn't even make the ship. Poor Polly gets nominated by Aaron, and then Aaron changes her mind. It doesn't even give him a vote. That's so sad. All right, John Heald going up against Swartz. Anybody voting for Swartz? If anybody really likes Swartz, put your Schwartz in the comment now. I think this might be another clean sweep. Okay, I just see a whole bunch of Johns. So we're going to circle John's name. Oh, Will G's got a Swartz. We got one Swartz. See, Aaron, at least Will, have some pity. And he put Swartz in there one time so Swartz don't feel bad. All right. Here's, you know what? And I've heard some good things about Louis Claire. I have not cruised with him, but I have obviously cruised with Lee. He's a good friend of mine, 2-time cruise director of the year. Lee Mason. I have him as the number 3 seed behind K-Fire and John Heald. Lee Mason going up against Louis Claire. Put your vote in the comments. Are you going for Lee or Louis? Lee or Louis? Those are your choices. Lee or Louis? Tim says Lee. Liz says Lee. Angie says Lee. Kimberly Lee. Hello, Kimberly, by the way. First time I saw your name today. Lee. Travel with Fun. I go with Lee all the way. Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts agrees with Travel with Fun. So that must be another Lee. Yoli Lee. Is Lee a clean sweep also? Oh, we got one Lewis. Will G. Will G is the nice guy. He's given everybody at least one vote, except for poor Polly. Polly didn't even get one vote. But Lee is a clean sweep, except for Will being nice. All right. I think this next one could be Very lopsided as well. We have Cookie going against Georgia. And I've heard really good things. I like the videos I've seen on Georgia. Wish that I gotten the opportunity to cruise with her. But Cookie going against Georgia. Put Cookie or Georgia. Cookie or Georgia. That is your next vote. Poor Polly. I know. Poor Polly. That's sad. Cookie. We got all cookies and a poor Polly. We don't have a Georgia yet. Travel with fun. I got to see Lee 2 times when I was on the celebration, both of the times. Yeah, Lee is one of the best, without a doubt. You don't want 2-time cruise director of the year for not being amazing. So, yeah. All right, Cookie. We're just going to go ahead and circle Cookie. Poor Georgia. Will G, can you give Georgia a vote? You've given everybody else. We need, you know who we need is Cruise Life TV, because they cruised with Georgia. I think they were the ones who nominated her, and they had a great time with her. So unfortunately, Cruise Life TV doesn't seem to be on the show today. So poor Georgia's not going to get a vote. Travel with Fun Georgia, because I like her. Okay, all right, we did get a Georgia. Thank you, Travel with Fun, for giving Georgia some love. So Georgia got 1 vote. The only person that hasn't gotten a single vote was poor Paulie. All right, the next up, we have 2 M's. We have Mark Q versus Mike Pack, a current cruise director. Mark Q, the inaugural cruise director of the Venezia, and he's moving on to the Vista, so I'll get to cruise with him on the Vista New Year's Eve. And he's going up against Mike Pack, who was the inaugural cruise director, and many people out there like Mike Pack a lot. He's a fleet cruise director now, but he was the inaugural cruise director for the Horizon and also the inaugural cruise director of the Carnival Mardi Gras. So some people don't know that. So Mark Q or Mike Pack, who you going with? We got 3 for Mark Q. 3 for Mark Q so far, but the voting is getting tougher now. We got some closer competitions coming up. Yoli says Mark Q. And ladies, thank you once again. We got Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts. We had Amy McConnell, and we had Angie, one of the Charlie's Angels. For the super chats, I'm enjoying my 2 shots that are mixed in with my Coke Zero, and I enjoyed my 2 shots that I had in my Yeti cup that I got from Aaron. So, 4 ladies, thank you so much. Travel to Fun says Mike Pack, same position as Lee. So I only saw 1 Mike Pack, and I thought this one might be a little bit closer, but Mark Q, I have cruised with Mark Q. Some of you saw the interview I did with Mark Q. He's great. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me terribly. All right, 1 cruiser that I want to cruise with, Jackie Tang, and he's got the Tang gang. We'll see if there's any Tang gangers in the comments, going up against Emma Nixon. Now, Kendall Fire might be my new favorite female cruise director, but Emma Nixon is right there. I mean, I loved Emma. She's that British accent. Hello, lovelies, and lemon peasy, easy squeezy, lemon peasy, whatever. I'm messing that up or whatever, but she was just adorable and she was great. So yeah, Jackie Tang or Emma Nixon. Traveled Fun says the Tang attack. So we got 1 for Jackie Tang. Jason Cool says I like Jackie when we cruise them. Okay, so I'm going to count that as a vote. We're going to say 2 for the Tang gang. And look at that. We got Tim G says, add this to your cup. And Tim G, admin Tim, I definitely will do that. Yoli says Emma. And I loved Emma. She was great. Frankie Floyd, Tang is great. Yoli says Emma. Sandy says Tang. Kimberly Lovell says Tang. The Tang Gang is speaking up. The Tang Gang is ganging up on my girl, Emma. Look at that. There we go. Polly just got 7 votes. So Polly has beaten Kindle Fire. No, I'm kidding. Oh, my goodness. So Tim G and Aaron, let's see. We got to mark you down here. Tim G. Let's see. Tim G, $15 super chat. My friend, you are 25 through 39. And then we have Aaron, who is saying she is speaking up like, hey, you can't put my guy Paulie down like that. So I like that one. That was some Brad H comedy right there. I appreciate that. All right, so Aaron, you are numbers 40 through 59. 40 through 59. And I have 2 shots. And Zoe, come here. Come here. All right. You give a high five for Tim and Cheryl. Do you want this? High five. What do you say to him? What do you say to him? What do you say to him? There you go. She said thank you. I think you heard that. And I have a shot. And Tim said put it in the cup. And since this is the cup from Aaron, I think she won't mind if I put it in the cup either. So, and I do have another Coke, I think. Yeah, we got a little more Coke left. So we got the first one going in. And let's get the second one going in. And honestly, since I haven't been drinking much, this helps. It helps having a mixer. All right, so that's 4 I did in there. And then I did another 2 with the first 3 ladies and topping this off with some Coke. I don't know if you can see that. There's the Coke. Top that off so I have a fresh glass here. And we are only 41. Oh, shoot. I spilled a little bit there. That's all right. This is informal. Just clean this little mess up there and get back to our regular scheduled program. Okay. That was funny, though. I appreciated that. Polly got a lot of love in a big way right there. We got to put that on the screen because I know like some people watch this on replay and they'll be like, Polly. But there it is on the screen. Polly got no votes, but no, he did get votes. He got like 7 of them. And he got a $20 super chat. So thank you for that. And thank you, Tim and Aaron, for my drink. There we go. All right. Jackie Tang used to be part of Norwegian Cruise Lines. I did not know that. But now I do. Thank you for informing us of that. Travel with fun. Aaron Holmes says Tang. So there's another vote for Jackie Tang. Amy McConnell says Aaron fell asleep for a bit. I was just ignoring him while he was picking on Polly. No one puts oh, I like this. This was good, Sandy. No one puts Polly in the corner, especially Aaron. Aaron definitely doesn't put him in the corner. Hey, there's Mandy. Mandy is here, and she's part of the Tang gang. So Jackie Tang has advanced. There has been no upset yet. Okay. And here's an interesting one because we have one of our favorites of all time with Carnival, but he's been gone from Carnival for a long time, going up against the Flying Scotsman. So we have the Matt Mitchum going up against the Flying Scotsman, who just retired from Carnival. He had been promoted to Fleet Cruise Director, had been a cruise director for a very long time. So many people really adored him. But Matt Mitchum was like the guy. He's like supermodel guy. And he was a great cruise director. I cruised with Matt. I cruised with the Flying Scotsman. They were both really great. But, you know, a lot of people love the Flying Scotsman. So we'll see. We got 3 votes to 1 coming out of the gates for Matt. 3-2 now. Kimberly had Matt, Angie had Matt, Frankie had Matt. Then we had Will G with the Flying Scotsman, Mandy with the Flying Scotsman. Tim made it a tie. Sandy gives the Scotsman the lead. Travel with Fun, Chris the Flying Scotsman puts him up by 2. Ken goes up by 3 with Chris the Flying Scotsman. So Chris may take down Matt Mitchum, the poster, the Flying Scotsman, Aaron. All right. Now, if it was a beauty contest, Matt Mitchum would definitely win. But cruise director for a week so far, Flying Scotsman is coming out on top so far. Yoli says the Flying Scotsman. Okay. All right. Is the Flying Scot, and there's another Flying Scotsman. I think the Flying Scotsman's going to do this. Ohio Travels with Chris says Flying Scotsman as well over Matt Mitchum. Okay, well, unless there's a bunch of votes that come in right now for Matt Mitchum, we're going to have our first little minor upset here and say the Flying Scotsman. Ooh, this next one's going to be interesting. Now, I know one person's going to vote in here for Joey. That's Yoli, because I know that's like her favorite. But we have another Carnival legend who is now, I think, with MSC, Dr. E. Dr. E was a very, very, very popular cruise director with Carnival and now with MSC. So your choice is Joey. We're talking about Kendall Fire's Joey, Kendall Fire's fiance, Joey, or who's the inaugural cruise director on the Firenze, or Dr. E. So put Joey or Dr. E, Joey or Dr. E, and whoever wins that will be going up against Kendall Fire. And maybe they'll do better than Polly did. Okay. We have Joey from Will G, Dr. E from Ken Pascal, Joey from Yoli, Joey from Mandy, Dr. E from D Kid, Travel Fun, not sure who they are. Aaron says Dr. E. Sandy says Joey. Tim is going to have to go to work on this one. This one's going to be pretty tight. Sandy says Joey. Keep those votes coming. You could be the deciding vote. Kimberly Lovell says Dr. E. Admin Tim is going to have to use his math skills, I think, on this one. Tim says Joey. Do we have any more votes coming in? Dr. E from Kimberly Lovell was the last vote that I see. Let's see what we have so far. I'm going to try to count. Okay, Will was 1 for Joey. Tim was 2 for Joey. Yoli was 3 for Joey. Mandy was 4 for Joey. Sandy was 5 for Joey. Oh, Joey is 5 and Dr. E 4 so far. Are there any other votes? Because we got 22 people watching, unless you're, watching voting coverage and trying to do both of them. Okay, Yoli, and I can vouch for Andrew that, he's watching because they watch together. So, and Tim knows who Andrew is too, because we're on a text thread together because they're both Steeler fans, all 3 of them. So I know this. So that's another one for Joey and Frankie. Okay, so I think Joey's going to win. And that's the matchup, honestly, that I wanted personally, because now we get to have some fun. Now we get to have the battle of the sexes. And this will probably get back to Kendall Fire and Joey, this video right here, because of what I'm about to ask you next. But so the winners of the first round, we only had one upset. All the people that I thought were going to win, 7 of the 8 did. The only minor upset was the Flying Scotsman taking out Matt Mitchum. But we had Kendall Fire over Aaron's Polly. We had John Heald over Swartz. We had Lee Mason over Louis Claire. We had Cookie over Georgia. We had Mark Q over Mike Pack. We had Jackie Tang over Emma Nixon. And we had the Flying Scotsman over Matt Mitchum in our only little upset. And we have Joey over Dr. E. Now, what we do is we put the number 1 seed versus the number 8 seed. So we have K-Fire, Kendall Fire, going up against her fiance. Battle of the sexes here. Battle of the spouses, soon-to-be spouses. Kindle Fire versus Joey. Who are you voting for, Kindle Fire or Joey? Kimberly says K-Fire. Tim says K-Fire. Angie says K-Fire. Amy says Kindle. Mandy says Kindle. Ken says K-Fire. Joey's getting no love. Joey's going to have a beer with Polly. Joey's going to go have a drink with Polly at the bar while this is over. K-Fire, K. No, Yoli, come on, Yoli. You got to vote for Joey. That's your boy. He's got to get at least one vote, Yoli. And you can say that Andrew voted for him too if you want. Yoli's going to do an Aaron, not even vote for her guy, Joey. Oh, look at that. Aaron voted for Joey. That's so sweet. There's one person out there has some pity on Joey. Poor Joey. All right. Yoli says, I told K-Fire that Joey was my favorite, and she said that he was her favorite too. Okay. All right. So, okay. So Joey got 2 votes. So see, Joey can be happy about that. Yoli and Aaron both voted for Joey. But K-Fire advances to the final 4, beating out Joey. All right. So now we have John Heald, the 2 seed, going up against the 7 seed, the Flying Scotsman. So John Heald against the Flying Scotsman. So put either John or, Chris, John or Chris the Flying Scotsman. John or Chris. So John or Chris is our next vote. John Heald, the 2 seed, versus the Flying Scotsman, who was our 10 seed. John Heald. We got 2 Johns so far. I'm going to have some more of my drink. Did we get 2 Flying Scotsmen? Oh, we did. We got Chris, Flying Scotsman. Oh, we got 3 in a row. Okay, we had a lot of Johns coming out. Let's see. Wow, this was closer than I thought it was going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Johns, 6 Johns, 7 Johns. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting 3 Chris's. 7 Johns to 3 Chris's. Yeah. Okay, so John Heald, of the 10 or 11 people that have voted. Anybody else want to vote? Again, there's 21 people still online. Obviously, those of you watching on replay, you can't vote, so sorry about that, but you can see who won. All right, so we have John Heald. He holds on to that number 2 seed that I gave him. This next one's going to be interesting. We got Lee Mason going up against the Tang Gang. Okay, a lot of you had a lot of Tang support. So, the Tang Gang could pull a little upset here. Lee Mason, so put Lee or Jackie or Tang. Lee or Jackie Tang, or just Jackie, just Tang, whatever. We'll figure it out. Tim says Lee. Yoli Lee, Ken Lee, Angie Lee. Frankie says Tang. So that's 4-1, I think. Sandy Lee, Aaron Lee. That's 6-1 in favor of Lee. I will report personally to Lee. If Lee wins this whole thing, I will let him know. And I'll say, hey, fast forward to this part of the show. If Lee ends up coming out on top of this whole deal here, he will definitely, he watches the show anyway, a lot on replay when he has time. He's super busy. Okay, so Lee's advancing, it looks like. Tang, I thought, could pull a minor upset here, but he didn't get quite as much love as I thought he would. So our top 3 seeds have held on. They have not been upset. Kindle Fire, John Heald, Lee Mason. And then now we have Cookie going against Mark Q. Cookie or Mark Q. Cookie's obviously retired from Carnival, but he's going to be coming on the show. He's going to be coming on the show with some kind of an announcement. And I promise you, I do not know what that announcement is. I promise you, I do not know. But he said, I might have some news to share. So he's going to be coming on the show in the near future and might have a special guest, a legendary former cruise director. It could be one of these people that we're talking about right now joining him. So, yeah, I'm excited when that show is going to come up. I'm seeing a lot of Cookie. Okay, I thought we'd get a few Mark Qs, but it doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock me. And I will let Cookie know as well. If Cookie somehow wins this thing, even if he, I'll let them both know. I mean, they're both in the Final Four, right? So that is not a bad thing. All right, so our Final Four, unsurprisingly, I think, I've said for the longest my top three were, Lee, Cookie, and Kendall Fire. And then, boom, they're in the Final Four, along with John Heald, who's possibly, the most legendary cruise director in Carnival history. Okay, so what we're going to have here is we're going to have Kendall Fire going up against Cookie. And then we're going to have the buddies, because John is a big, big fan of Lee Mason. Some of you know this. They're going to be going up against each other. But we're going to start off with Kendall Fire going up against Cookie. Kendall Fire going up against Cookie. Now, Aaron was the final Cookie vote. And I just see Amy putting Kendall right now. So Amy is the first vote. She is picking Kendall Fire over Cookie. So we have one vote for Kendall. Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts is saying Kendall as well. So that's 2 for Kendall. Will saying Cookie, 2-1. Tim G says Cookie, 2-2. It's 2-2. Kendall and Cookie. Travel with Fun says K. I'm assuming that's for Kendall Fire. So we'll say 3-2 Kendall Fire. Ken makes it 3-3. Aaron makes it 4-3 Cookie. Mandy makes it 4-4. Sandy makes it 5-4 Cookie. Angie makes it 6-4 Cookie. Angie cruised with Cookie because I was on that same cruise with her. We all fell in love with Cookie on that one. So far, 6-4. Cookie is beating out Kendall. 6-4, at least the way I've counted it. Travel with Fun says Kendall. That makes it 6-5. Yoli says I never cruise with Cookie, so I have to go with K Fire. That makes it 6-6. Oh my God, am I going to have to be the deciding vote on this thing? So far, we have it 6-6. Ooh. If I have to be the deciding vote, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna take a drink. Okay, Julie says K Fire, which would make it 7-6, and admin Tim will double check. He'll do the discount double check for me and see. And Chris is saying Liz says K Fire. If that's the case, then and Ohio Travels. Okay, so K Fire. Ooh, Kendall Fire was sweating it out there, but it looks like she's going to pull ahead. And admin Tim will give us a final count here, but I think that's going to put Kendall Fire ahead by 2 or 3, and my vote won't matter at that point, which saves me because they could be future guests of the show. Okay, Tim G says K Fire wins. So that was tight. I enjoyed that voting round right there because I thought Cookie was going to pull the upset there for a second. So okay, so Kendall Fire is in the final. Who will Kendall Fire be going against? And that final is going to be awesome. There's not a lot of people that are online right now, but all of you that are, I'm like having fun right now. This is like a fun final thing here. So I wish more people were here. I know we got some election going on. I don't know. This should be the election that matters, but whatever. We're having fun. Okay, so John Heald versus my guy, Lee Mason. John Heald versus Lee Mason. Are you going to go with the Carnival ambassador, John Heald? Or are you going to go with my guy, Lee Mason, new Carnival Fleet Cruise Director? Who is going to get your vote here? Tim is saying John. Mandy's saying Lee. That makes it 1-1. I'm watching both elections. Still Lee, travel with fun. That makes it 2-1 Lee. 2-2 from Chris. 3-2 for Lee from D Kid. John makes it 3-3. Aaron makes it 4-3 Lee. Yoli makes it 4-4. Ohio Travels with Chris makes it 5-4 John Heald. That's how I'm seeing it so far. I'm going to put my vote in for Lee because he's my guy. So that'll make it 5-5. Then the Julie would make it 6-5 Lee. Julie would make it 6-5 Lee. Counting my vote. I'm just gonna. Liz says Heald. So counting my vote, I think that makes it 6-6. Oh, but look, it gave me 2 votes because I get a vote on Facebook and a vote on Coach on YouTube. We'll just still count it as 1, though. Will G is saying Lee, so that would break the tie right there. Admin Tim, can you give us a discount double check of all the votes we have so far for Lee or John? I think Lee, even if you count only one of my votes, I think Lee is going to win by 1. Yeah, so far. 7-6 Lee so far. Lee could win. And you know what? I think that John Heald would be okay with that result. And, I think Lee would be mildly humbled and maybe a little embarrassed because he wouldn't want to beat John, but I think he'd be okay with that too. Are there any other votes out there? I mean, we got 13 votes and there's 17 of you online. So four people could be not paying attention. They're actually on here. Oh, we're going to give it to Lee. We're going to give it to Lee. And unless there's somebody else that wants to vote for John that hasn't voted yet. All right. So we got Kindle Fire. Oh, CLT. Well, hey, Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. I believe that that's what they would say, but I will accept your vote, like from Liz or from you or whatever. But yeah, they got to be here. So that would only tie it anyway. So, I'll be the tiebreaker. So I'm going to give it to my guy, Lee. We're going with Lee. We're going to say Kindle Fire versus Lee because they got to actually put it in the comments. But yeah, actually, if Cruise Life TV was here, they would totally say John because they did an interview with John. So, of course, they would say that. But they're not. So they can't. That's why every vote counts. You got to get out and vote. All right. So Kindle Fire versus Lee. And I've cruised with Kindle Fire like 3 straight weeks. She's amazing. Hopefully I'll be cruising with her in March. I think I'm going to miss her by 1 week. This is a tough call, but I mean, Lee is my guy. We're actually friends. I got to go with Lee. So I am going to type in Lee for the final over Kindle Fire, but you can't go wrong with either one. All right. So Amy was the first to vote. She says Kindle Fire. It's 1 for Kindle. Then Tim says Lee. That makes it 1-1. Chris says Lee. That makes it 2-1 Lee. Will says K Fire. That makes it 2-2. I say Lee. That makes it 3-2. Travel with Fun says Lee. That makes it 4-2. Sandy makes it 4-3. Aaron makes it 5-3. Mandy makes it 6-3 Lee. Yoli makes it 6-4. D Kid makes it 7-4. Julie makes it 7-5, I believe. And Admin Tim will give us the discount double check, but I think it's 7-5 in favor of Lee. And I think we had roughly about 12 votes that last time too. So are there any other votes coming in that have not voted yet before we get the so far discount double check from Admin Tim? 7-5 so far for Lee. And I know Kendall and Lee are big fans of one another. But Kendall's got to be just a little like mildly annoyed, like, damn it, this guy Lee, he gets cruise director of the year 2 times. When am I going to win something? I can't even win the coach cruise election night, number one. Okay, Yoli, Andrew said fire. So that makes it 7-6. 7-6. And this show is on fire, Chris says. 7-6 for Lee. Do we have any other Kindle Fire votes, or do we have another vote? Like we got the closer coming in the 9th that's going to close it out for Lee and get another vote or 2 for Lee? Or are we going to end it with Lee, even though he became the fleet cruise director, you saying, nope, Lee, you got to come back and you got to be a cruise director for another week and aboard the Carnival Vista class ship of your choice, or our choice, because we picked it, right? We're going to close the voting. It says 120-30. So at 121-30, the voting for top cruise director is going to close. So we got 50 seconds to go here. Let me just thank some people here. Brad H was our shirt winner today, although Brad H did not check in with us. He might be watching that other election. I mean, how could he? But he won the shirt. But big thanks to Liz and Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. They were our first super chatters today. And then Amy, not to be outdone, jumped in and said, let's get you to that 100 so we can do that shirt drawing and get you another shot. And then we had Angie, also one of our Charlie's Angels, who said, yeah, do another shot after that too. And then we had Tim G. And then we had Aaron that was showing Polly some major love because Polly was getting no love. And she came through for him. And yeah, so Travel with Fun says, I like this election better. I like that answer. I like it so much, I'm going to put it up on the screen. Okay, so here's the thing. We didn't get a chance to do the itineraries. Maybe we'll save that for next week. Now, next week, the plan is, and Carnival Cruise Addicts is on here right now, is to do, and I did this one time before, but we did a bar crawl, a cruise bar crawl with some other content creators. Carnival Cruise Addicts is already in. Liz and Chris, they're going to be on here with me next week. I mentioned it to Cruise Life TV and Funnelheads and maybe a couple others. So we'll have at least 2 other people. I want to keep it to 4, so it'll be easier to run the show and everything. So yeah, we're gonna do our own little bar crawl version. And nominate our favorite drinks, what they would be. And I might have a little twist to that, a little bit different than the way I did it last time. But thank you, everybody. The Vista class was elected your favorite ship. So whether that is the Carnival Vista, whether that is the Carnival Horizon, or whether that is the Carnival Panorama, that is your favorite ship choice. And your favorite cruise director is my guy, Lee Mason. So I think those were 2 really, really good choices by the Coach Cruise Nation out there and the Coach Cruise family. And thank you all so much, and appreciate you. And we'll see you all next week on the Coach Cruise Bar Crawl, content creator bar crawl that we're going to do. Carnival Cruise Addicts, I know, will be one of our guests, and we will see you all later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Peace.